Hey guys, Bill coming back at you again with another video. Today we're going to take a look at the progress of the outdoor plants, see how they're making out after we did some extensive pruning on the critical magic. And we'll also take a look at the wedding cake seedlings that are going in the 5x5 using the automatic watering system. All right guys, it's Wednesday morning here, afternoon I guess, and yeah, it's a balmy 28 degrees Celsius, which I believe is about 82.4 Fahrenheit. Beautiful day here. Let's check out the outdoor girls and see how they're doing. All right, so we only have two plants to check on today because sadly we did end up pulling out the Sunday driver. The old girl just wasn't gonna make it, and I didn't want an unhealthy plant out here because it can pull in some bad things which could affect the other girls. So here we have the critical magic. She's doing amazing, really nice. She's up past the 7-foot bar there, and we haven't even gone into flower yet, so we still got the flowering stretch to go. Now this week I did finish up for the most part. I did skip some of the top for now, just because I want to see during the flowering stretch which little branches are going to outcompete the other ones before I take them all off. But we can see quite a difference. Before we go in for a closer shot, I'm going to show you a picture of last week before we started pruning. Right here, you can see she's full. You cannot see through that, and it's completely dark underneath. No light penetration in there, which means no air penetration. And now we'll take a look at it today. Quite a difference, okay? Quite a difference. So let's take a look here. We can see the fence in behind it, straight through the fence, right, straight through. And that's exactly what we wanted. We didn't want to take too much off as far as the leaves and stuff, but we did take a ton of branches out in the middle. If we look down and up here, look at that. I mean, before you couldn't even see the fence from here. It was completely blocked. And so we have all this airflow that we can see the sky through everything. And yeah, we took each branch. Let's take this little one, for example, and we stripped it right down the branch to the stalk, all the way up, and just left this top, right? One thing, guys, a lot of people think this is a little bit too much, but one thing to remember is none of this is actually gonna have any bud on it, not any usable bud. Once it goes into the flowering stretch, that's when it's gonna start creating its bud sites. So this stuff will all be underneath, right? It looks big and beautiful, but this will all be covered up by the new growth during the 2 to 3 week flowering stretch. So that's one thing to consider. So taking off a bunch of stuff, especially if it's in the middle, which is never going to see the light of day. Now there's still quite a bit here that I could have stripped off some of that, and I may still, but taking out all that middle stuff, all it's going to do is help your plant and help your yield, right? So you can take branches off. I took so many branches off, little side branches off of the side branches, and yeah, I think we did really good here, guys. So that will definitely increase yield. It'll also help with a problem that I used to have outdoors all the time, powdery mildew. With having all this airflow, it really will limit that. So I'm really happy with that. Now she'll probably start going into flower probably in another week, and she's already got pre-flowers, so she has little hairs coming out already. So she's ready to go. It's just waiting for the daylight time when they can start getting close to 12 hours of darkness. That's what's going to trigger the flower. And so I think next week it's probably going to be going into flower. All right, let's go check out, before my phone overheats, let's check out the variegated albino black gorilla. All right, so here we have the variegated albino black gorilla. And then now last week I did discover that we had spider mites here, 2-spotted spider mites. Those are the ones that we get around here, or at least me, and sadly they're really hard to get rid of. But I have sprayed this 3 times now with neem oil in the last week, and I don't see anything new. And anytime I find a leaf, let's see if we can find one. I have been pulling some off, any of the ones that seem really bad, which there wasn't really that many that were really bad. But as we can see, like on this leaf, if we zoom in, see those little dots there? What I'll do is I'll go around with my loop and I'll check it. And for the last few days, I haven't seen one live mite. A lot of dead mites. There's still eggs though. So there's still eggs. So I will have to continue for the next couple of weeks. Every few days, I'm going to come out at night just as soon as it gets dark, but light enough for me to see. I will be coming out and still spraying the neem oil, especially underneath the leaves. You want to cover all the underneath, but I also spray on top too, as long as it's dark and not in direct sunlight, because that will burn the hell out of it. Yeah, we'll do that for the next 3 weeks, and I think we're good. Now, I think this one, oddly enough, it hasn't grown. It hasn't grown for the last week that I can see, but I think she is actually starting to go into flower now. She is in the shade a lot more than the other one, so I'm assuming that may be, she may have triggered already into flower. But she's also kind of a weird plant anyway. The fact that she's going into flower means it should be growing like crazy, but I really don't see a lot more growth on it this week than I do last week. And we can see, even if we look up here, we can see the previous burns on the leaves there. That was just from the sun. She's very photosensitive, so she doesn't like that direct sun very much at all. But if she was growing, those burnt leaves, they would be down lower and there'd be new stuff above her, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of growth there. So I guess that's just the way this plant is going. Like, obviously it's a different sort of beast, but we got rid of the spider mites, so I'm happy about that. And yeah, we'll just keep an eye on it. All right, so now let's head inside and we're going to check out the wedding cake seedlings, see if they're ready to be planted yet. All right, guys, here we have the wedding cake seedlings. They've grown a little bit since last week. Not as much as I would have hoped. Still got quite skinny stems on them. Now, one thing that I did run into last week was, and I didn't mention it, I thought actually somebody might notice it, but take a look at the bottom leaves here. Maybe you can see it better on this one. Where is it? You see that? See those little specks on there? Yes, indeed. We did run into, guess what? Spider mites. So somehow I must have brought the spider mites in and got in contact with these little plants. So I found out this the day of the video, actually, while editing the video. And I've been spraying them since. I think they're fine now, to be honest. But that may have caused them to slow down a little bit. I've sprayed them about 3 times since. You can see on the newer leaves, they're fine. There's nothing there. So they're very easy to spray because they're so small. You know that you've covered the entire area. So what happens now is I will give them another week in here. And then before I put them in their final pots, I probably will pull off the first leaves and then leave the rest. Just because they're spotted and I just don't like the looks of them. It just makes me think of mites. And I'm pretty sure we've got it under control. Anyway, we're going to give these another week. And then we'll be planting them into the 5x5. Now, speaking of the 5x5, we have everything set up here. And I have done a test run on the automatic watering system that is built into the Mars Hydro Pro app, which I showed quite a bit last week, and I don't want to spend much time on it this week either, but I just want to show you what happened. I let it kind of dry out for a few days, and then yesterday I decided I got to get this ready, and I want to just let it run on its own, and I want to show you what happened here in the app. If we go to the app, it does have a log, so it will tell you how many times that the watering system kicks in, right? It's automatic. Once it reaches your desired moisture, it'll kick in and run at your set times. So we can see in the app here, we're looking at the log, and we can see yesterday, we can see when the light comes on, 10 o'clock, both lights, main light with the add light, which isn't on, but it's still comes on at the timer. I just have it unplugged. I set it to the automatic watering at 11:02 and it ran till 11:05, kicked in again at 11:06 to 11:09, and that's because I had let it dry it out. I also added some more because it had settled, and so it took a little while to get fully saturated to the point where it's going to stay at a constant It came back on 2:05 to 2:08, and that's it for the rest of the day. It didn't come back on till 9:48 a.m., so that's good. That's showing me that it's more consistent now. It's finally been able to absorb all the water, and it's going to give me a much more accurate watering. So really happy about that. Everything's running really smooth here, and we're all set for next week to be able to actually plant the wedding cakes. I got to get a grow going, guys. We don't have any tents with plants in it right now, and next week they're going in here whether they're ready or not. We're gonna make it work, but I just wanted to show you that. All right, guys, so that's it for this one. Outdoors is doing really good. That critical magic, once that goes into flower, boom, that's gonna be huge, and I'm ready for it. And we got all the spider mites taken care of. We'll still do some repeated sprays here over the next couple of weeks, just to make sure that any eggs that hatch, they don't take hold again. We're gonna get rid of them as they hatch. So we're on top of that, guys. Big shout out to Mars Hydro, main sponsor of the show. And also pretty much all I use is Mars Hydro's products. And that includes the watering system here that we're going to be using in the 5x5, along with all their other smart products, tents, lights, humidifiers, dehumidifiers, anything you can imagine you need for your grow, go to Mars Hydro. They're well-made products at an affordable price, and you can't go wrong. All the links in the description. If you use my code BWARD, you'll save a little bit extra at checkout as well, and it'll help the channel. Really appreciate it, guys. All right, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and we'll see you on the next one. Happy growing.